I am Dr. J. Suresh Gaur, Associate Professor in Department of Mathematics, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today, we are going to continue the basic definitions of probability. As we have discussed in the previous session, this session is continuation of the previous session. In the previous session, we discussed what is event. Event means subset of sample space. Subset of sample space. This event we are going to divide into 5 parts. The subset of sample space we are going to divide into 5 parts. First one, exhaustive event, mutually exclusive events, equally likely events, dependent and independent events, and favorable events. Now we are going to discuss each event with examples. First, we are going to discuss what is exhaustive event or exhaustive events. In any random experiment, the total number of or the total possible events are known as random experiment. Suppose if I take with example, this is random experiment, tossing a coin. The same example we are going to discuss with all the events. If we toss a coin, the sample space consists of h, t. This is, we know that. What is the meaning of sample space? The collection of all possible outcomes. Suppose if I define A and B, two different events. A I am going to assume getting head and B I am going to assume getting tail. So A equal to H, B equal to E. I chosen two events, getting head and getting tail. What my doubt is there any other event other than head and tail? Not at all possible. So total events are only getting head and getting tail only. So the total events in any random experiment is called exhaustive events. So A and B are exhaustive events because the total number of events are only A and B for this example. So exhaustive events means the total number of events in any random experiment is called as exhaustive events. Now, mutually exclusive events. This event we know that subset. Up to here we have clear idea. Event. What is mutually exclusive? That means two events cannot happen simultaneously. Cannot happen simultaneously. Such type of events are known as mutually exclusive events. That means if one is doing or one is working, second one is not going to work. If second one is working, the first one is not going to work. So both two events cannot happen simultaneously. Such type of events are known as mutually exclusive events. Suppose if I take the example, same example, random experiment. Tossing a coin, the sample space consists of h, t because all possible outcomes, and I chosen two events, A equal to h, B equal to 2. Only the two possibilities. If we toss a single coin, either head comes up or tail comes up. Now what my question is, if we toss a coin, if head comes up, the tail doesn't come. Only one chance is there, either head comes up or tail comes up. But both cannot happen at a time because it is only single coin. When we toss a coin, either head comes up or tail comes up. So both head and tail cannot happen at a time. So these two events, getting head is A, getting tail is B. Both cannot happen simultaneously. That's why these two events A and B are mutually exclusive events because A and B or cannot happen simultaneously. So this is the concept of mutually exclusive events. In case if A and B are mutually exclusive events, the common point between them is pi. There is no common point between them. Suppose A equal to 1, 2, 3. Like this I define. B equal to 4, 5, 6 I define. Now I want A intersection B. This is A, this is B. Is there any common point? No. There is no common point, which is called pi. That's why these two are called mutually exclusive events. In case if any two events are mutually exclusive events, directly we can write as A intersection B is pi. That means there is no common point between them. Not only two events, if I consider three events, A, B, C. In case if these three are mutually exclusive events, then consider any two events, pi. Similarly, these two events, B intersection C also pi. Like that, C intersection A also pi. There is no common point between any two events if we consider three mutually exclusive events. See, this is A, this is B. C if I take 7, 8, 9. Now you observe A intersection C, pi. B intersection C, pi. And A intersection B also pi. So, like that, multiple events are there. In the first case, we have only two events. And in the second case, we have three events. And in the third case, multiple events, n events, A1, A2, A3 like this. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5 like this. AN. The previous is AN minus 1. Multiple events are there. All are mutually exclusive. Means, consider any two events. A1 intersection A2 also pi. Like that, A2 intersection A3 pi. Like that, A1 intersection AN also pi. Consider any two events, their intersection also pi. Simply we can write as, for the group of elements from A1 to AN, AI intersection AJ equal to pi, where I not equal to j. So therefore, what we have concluded in this slide, A intersection B is pi. If you have two events, three events, A intersection B equal to pi, B intersection C equal to pi, C intersection A equal to pi. For n events, AI intersection AJ also pi. That means there is no common points between any two events if they are mutually exclusive events. Suppose if I take one example for mutually exclusive events, we'll see. Consider any experiment of rolling two dice. We know rolling two dice. If we throw two dice or rolling two dice, we know the sample space consists of 6 square elements, 36. That 36 also you know. What are the 36 elements? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, like that. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, like that. 6, 1, 6, 2, and so on, 6, 6. The sample space consists of 36 elements. If you count all these, we are going to get 36. Now define two events. I define two events. Sum of score is 6. Getting 4 on first die. See, two dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the first die. Die number 1. Die 2. Also same faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 dice are thrown. The sample space consists of 6 square elements. A and B, 2 events are given. A is sum of score is 6. B is getting 4 on first die. Then we need to show that A and B are mutually exclusive events. First we need to define A. A is sum of score is 6. If we throw 2 dice at a time, the sum is 6. Starts with 1. 1 if you add with 5, we are going to get 6. 1, 5. Next 2, 4. 3, 3. 4, 2. 5. This is even because sum of score is 6. In this case 6, in this case 6, in this case 6, in this case also 6, like that. The last one also 6. I defined A because A is defined that sum of score is 6. Now you define B. What is B? Getting 4 on first die. First die should be 4. This is fixed. First die should be 4. What about second die, sir? Maybe any value from 1 to 6. So that option you write 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. Here in these possibilities, you check it each case. The first die is 4 only, but the second die may change from 1 to 6. So 2 events are defined. After defining these 2 events, what we need to show? We need to show that A and B are mutually exclusive. We know that if A and B are mutually exclusive, A intersection B is pi. That means there is no common point between them. But observe that here A 4, 2 and B also 4, 2. There is a common point in A and B. That means A intersection B not equal to pi because there is a common point which is 4, 2, 4, 2. So that's why here A and B are not mutually exclusive events. The description here we have written S equal to 36 elements totally from 1, 1 to 6, 6. A defined and B defined. A should be not equal to pi. So therefore these two are not mutually exclusive events. So 3 definitions completed. As of now, 3 types of events. One is exhaustive. Second one is mutual. Only 2 completed. Now third one, equally likely events. Any 2 events are said to be equally likely events if they have equal chance of happening. The chances of getting 2 events are equal. Then such type of events are known as equally likely events. Suppose tossing a coin. The sample space consists of H, T. The same example I taken, getting head A equal to H, getting tail B equal to T. See, if we toss a coin, the chance of getting head is always equal to the chance of getting tail. So they have equal chance of getting either head or tail. So that's why A and B are equally likely events. Equally likely events. Now, fourth, dependent and independent events, which is very, very important. 2 events, A and B, are said to be independent. Independent event. That means A and B are not dependent to each other. A is not affected by B and B is not affected by A. Otherwise, the 2 events are called as dependent events. I'll explain you with example. See, consider a box. This is the box of different color balls in that box. Red, green, blue, yellow. Here, in this box, we have different type of color balls. Red color balls, green color balls, blue color balls and yellow color balls. I am going to choose 2 balls from this box. First I will choose 1 ball, then later 1 ball. First I draw 1 ball, then later another ball. Okay? Right. If I choose 1 ball from this, that means first draw or first event completed. I chosen 1 ball from this. Assume that it is green. Not exactly green, but you assume that green. So 1 event is over. Now, draw the second ball, that is B. Before going to draw the ball, this one I replaced. Before draw the second ball, I replaced the first ball. So, what happened for these 2 events? Is the event B affected by A? Not affected because replaced. That's why A and B are independent events. That is case 1. If the balls are replaced before drawing second ball, then the second draw is not affected by the first draw. Our second event is not affected by the first event. Then these 2 events are called as independent events. In case, the same example, if the balls are not replaced, first I draw 1 ball and drawn another ball, but the first ball is not replaced. Is there any affected? B is affected by A? Yes, because that green ball will not come. Before going to draw the second ball, we know that green ball will never get. That means the event B is affected by A. So, the event, 1 event is affected by another event means they are dependent. So, A and B are dependent events. So, if the ball is not replaced, then the second draw is affected by the first draw. The 2 draws are called dependent events. I think you understood clearly the difference between dependent and independent events. Independent means not affected. Dependent means affected. Now, the last event, favorable event. Favor to particular event. The events which are favorable to one particular event in any random experiment is called as favorable event. I'll explain you with example. Suppose throwing a die. This is random experiment. Everyone know that because the result cannot be predicted. The sample space consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I am going to define A, B, C, E. 4 events I taken. A is getting 2, B is getting 4, C is getting 6, E is getting even number. 4 events are taken. A, B, C, E. Observe that A, B, C 3 events are related to this particular event or not? Yes. Because this is E is even number. A, B, C is also even numbers. So these 3 events which are related to capital E or which are favorable to capital E. So A, B, C events are known as favorable events. Suppose if I take one more event, F is getting odd number. Now my question is, are they, A, B, C, are favorable to F? No, not favorable to F. Getting odd number is F and A, B, C's are 3 different events. Are they favorable to capital F? Not. Because they are favorable to even number, not odd number. Because they are 2, 4, 6. That's why these 3 events are known as not favorable to particular event F. That favorable concept or not favorable concept depends on particular event E or F. So therefore, the favorable events are known as which are favorable to one particular event in any random experiment. Unfavorable or not favorable events are also known as values for particular event. This favorable concept or not favorable concept depends on the particular event only.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.